This is the HighlyEvolvedPodcast. I'm your host, Stefan. You can find me on Twitter and Gab.ai. Before we start, I just want to say this is a Real American Patriot channel for Real American Patriot. If you're not a Real American Patriot, please exit the channel. And on that note, guys, transmission will commence momentarily. How you doing, guys? This is the HighlyEvolvedPodcast. And I said earlier, my name is Stefan. And today, I just want to bring this article about what happened last week. And, if you're not aware, abortion has been a big issue in the United States for some time now. All right, and more recently, there's been a lot of abortion bill passed through states. All right. Like I said before in my previous video, the reason why I'm thinking about this is because they try to push it to the Supreme Court to make a definitive decision on abortion once and for all. This is what I think that their strategy is for state. They try to pass as much abortion to get the Supreme Court to recognize that this is a main issue, and they have to push it through within its agenda. All right. For a long time, the Supreme Court hadn't been looking at this Roe v. Wade. So the point is to re-examine abortion laws, right? So this is why you see all these resurgence of abortion law coming out within the year of 2019 of all years, right? All this abortion law. But this is an article from Zero Hedge, right? If you want to read it, I'll leave the article in the description below. But let me load it up for you guys. Is that Supreme Court may give Monday hint on abortion agenda. All right, that means they might push it up to a priority. Right, they have to address this issue. While Alabama controversial new abortion ban may take years to reach the Supreme Court, two less sweeping abortion dispute from Indiana may provide clues as how the justice might rule in the matter of, according to Bloomberg magazine. Or whatever it is. In one case, Indiana want to ban abortion motivated by risk of genetic disorder and required that clinic bury cremated fetal remains. The other bill would require then an ultrasound to perform at least 18 hours before an abortion. It will be up to the Supreme Court to take the case or not. As four votes are needed to accept it. Right? The appeal are the first in a growing list of cases revealing how the court conservative justice, in particular Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Brett Kavanaugh, will come down to the topics. If the appeal is accepted, it would mean that in all likelihood, either Roberts or Kavanaugh will have joined the three most conservative justices to give reviews according to the report. When asked during the confirmation process in last August, Kavanaugh told Senate Susan Collins, Republican of Maine, that he believed that 1973 Roe v. Wade settled laws suggest he may not vote to overturn it if confirmed. Any case granted reviews of the coming week would be heard in the term of the start of October, who will be decided in the thick of 2020 election campaign, when President Donald Trump will be seeking a second term. Restricting abortion is a top policy goal for the conservative and evangelical voters who helped to elect Trump. And the president's authority to nominate Supreme Court justices have proven to be a potent political motivator for Republicans. The always heated abortion debate took an additional urgency this month in response to a law passed at the state level. Georgia banned the procedure once a fetal heartbeat can be detected, something that can occur before a woman knows that she is pregnant. Then Alabama made abortion felony in almost all cases of the law designed to prompt the Supreme Court to overturn 1970 Roe v. Wade. All right, that's That's what they're doing. All these states are passing this anti-abortion law to push it to the front of the line, to force the Supreme Court to take attention to this. All right. If a lot of states keep doing this, they can't avoid it. They have to address this issue. All right. If all 50 states all somehow revisit the abortion law and have abortion bill passed through all the states, they can't avoid it. They have to address the issue because there's too much complication. And right now, back in the days, the Supreme Court just seemed to avoid the issue. They don't want to bring it up again. But now, since the Supreme Court is right-leaning now, they're going to have to bring it up. For many years, many years, the Supreme Courts have been left-leaning. All right, that's how all these left. This is why the people in the Democrat Party is so upset, because they had the court in their hand. That's why they were able to get away with a lot of stuff, because the court was left-leaning. Right, all this stuff for years and years, because the Democrats have been putting leftist judges, because the leftist judges here for many years, for decades. Right, this is why this is the first time in a long time that the court is finally right-leaning. Right, this is why Roe v. Wade passed in the first place, because it's a left-leaning court. Right, now, first time in a long time, it's finally leaning to right. And this is the perfect time to push the Roe v. Wade, so they reopen the cases. Right, back in the days, they didn't reopen the cases because, once again, I said it's left-leaning. That's why they don't want to reopen the cases. All right, but let's continue reading this. All right, 2020 Democratic candidate has begun to use the issue to rally their bases for their fight over what they describe as fundamental reproductive rights. And while other congressional Republicans have shown support for Alabama law, the strongest abortion legislator in the country, other acts as House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy say it goes too far because it doesn't provide exception for victims of rape and incest. Justice Stephen Breyer said last week the judge should not reverse proceedings simply because it did not agree with them. The liberal judges last week dissent from Supreme Court ruling that overturned a 40-year-old proceeding involving sovereign immunity. The law can retain the necessary stability only if this court resists the temptation to overruling the procedure, only when the circumstances demanded, wrote Breyer, adding, today's decision can only cause one to wonder the case the court will overrule, right? This is what I don't understand, right? They won't say it's a reproductive issue, right? All right? They want reproductive immunity and all that stuff, right? But when a woman is killed, say for example, hypothetically speaking, if a woman is killed in a car accident and you killed a woman with the fetus inside the body, the person who killed a woman could be charged with 2 counts of murder. All right. If a baby could be killed in the womb by another assailant, right, and it could be judged as murder, why isn't a woman killing her own womb isn't considered as murder as well? Think about that. People aren't asking themselves this question. If a pregnant woman are killed, that means the perpetrator are charged with 2 murders, double murders. If the perpetrator are charged with 2 double murders, why can't the doctors be charged as murder as well? People need to understand that. It's the logic. There's just this whole logic thing. It doesn't exist within the left community, right? If a woman and a child could be charged as murder if she's pregnant, why isn't a doctor could be charged as murder as well? Is this inconsistency? It should be inconsistent. If a pregnant woman could be charged with double murder, then if somebody kill a baby in the womb, so basically if somebody kill a woman and the child in the fetus in a woman, the child is considered a human. But didn't the left said that a fetus is not a human yet? A fetus in the belly is not human. So why are we being charged double homicide and double murder if you kill a pregnant woman? And then all right. So why is a baby considered a human when you kill a pregnant woman, and it doesn't consider a human when you commit an abortion? Why is that? They don't address this. This is some of the questions we need to answer. This inconsistency. All right. Why is that? But let's continue. Should the USS reject the abortion link appeal, one or more of the justice could publicly dissent or the issue an opinion that would indict, in, indict, indicate, sort of decision and going behind the scene. An opinion may already be in the works in the case over fatal disposal and genetic disorder. Indiana appeal first appeared. That's a lot. Indiana appeal first appealed on the agenda for the Justice Providing Conference in January. It has been held for over 13 subsequent conferences since then, suggesting the usual amount of internal wrangling. Indiana argued that fetal disposal provision is consistent with the 1992 Planned Parenthood versus Casey decision, which upheld the fundamental rights to abortion, but said state had an interest in practicing the life of the fetus after vulnerability, protecting the life fetus after vulnerability. These interests arise because the human fetuses alone has a potential to become a unique and independent human being. Yes, exactly. Why do you think premature birth? Most cases of premature birth, right? A baby that's born prematurely. If we're given the right circumstances, the right aid, the right attention, this premature baby can grow up to be a fully functioning human being. All right? So a fetus could be raised into a human being as well if it's prematurely birthed it. So how is it not considered a human being? I don't understand that. This interest arises because human fetuses alone has the potential to become a unique and independent human being. The state said in a court paper, the same concern for the dignity of what was once a human life underlies the fetal disposition provision. In striking down the fetal disposition rule, Chicago-based federal appeal court said it has no rational relationship to a legislative state interest. All right. Down syndrome. As Bloomberg noted, the Indiana provision to ban abortion due to the genetic disorder and touches more direct on core rights to abortion as to outline abortion based on fetus, race, and gender or risk of genetic disorders such as Down syndrome. The state said they enacted a provision in response to the alarming trending disability selective abortion. The appeal court said the selective abortion appeal would violate well-established Supreme Court precedent holding, and a woman may terminate her pregnancy prior to the viability. As for the 12 hours ultrasound requirement, Indiana lawmakers will argue to force the mother to absorb information about the fetus development and alternative abortion, inform a woman's abortion choices, and inform her ability to reflect on the information conveyed. The federal appeal court, however, ruled that the law placed a large barrier across reflective of the information conveyed. That's a lot of mumbo jumbo. The federal appeal court, however, ruled that the law placed in a large barrier to access without any evidence that it served an intentional goal to persuading women to carry out pregnancy of the term. Supreme Court may also soon act as another Alabama law, which the state are asking the justice to revive the law that would effectively ban the dilation of evacuation, the dilation of evacuation, stupid. Can't see, I need glasses. Methods of absorbing fetuses in which it is dismembered and then removed from the uterus. Opponents say it would eliminate access to abortion after the 15 weeks of pregnancy. The most likely candidate for the Supreme Court to review ultimately might be the Louisiana cases that the 4 liberal judges could vote to grant. Louisiana is trying to require doctors performing abortion to have admitting privileges at any nearby hospital, The federal appeal court upheld in the state measures, even though the Supreme Court struck down nearly identical Texas law in 2016. In February, Robert joined the liberals in a 5-justice majority to put the law on the hands of the court, considering taking the appeal by clinic and the doctors. Judge Roberts gave no explanation to his votes. It's stupid. Enforcing suspicion, he is inclining to move slowly on abortion. The court won't say until at least fall whether it would be in the cases. See, even the court don't want to do this because there's too much pressure with them. All right, I just want to tell the court, man up and address this issue. You are put there to solve these problems, to interpret the law. Why are you avoiding it? All right. So all these states are. See, this is the reason why all these states are pushing this law to force the Supreme Court to take attention of it. All right, from Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, Indiana, they're all pushing this law. Pretty soon, I'm predicting a growing trend that a lot of these red states are going to push anti-abortion law to force the Supreme Court to take action. That's why I'm predicting. Right? Kavanaugh voted for the law, but said the doctor would have another 45 days to try to secure necessary privilege. He also said that he wasn't in a rush to take the case. Of course, because it's easier on you to not make any decision, to make any impact on the country. But that is a majority, presumably would vote in to hear it in the next term. All right. This is what I said to the Supreme Court. Man the hell up, address this issue, right? If you're not going to address this issue, all these states are going to pass their own laws. All right? It's going to pass their own laws. Straight up, until you guys address this issue. I said once, I'm not for abortion. I believe there's alternative way of doing this. I believe it's killing a baby. I believe it's killing people, right? So it's double murder if you kill a pregnant woman, but it's not murder if a doctor kill a baby fetuses. Come on now, there's so much inconsistency, and the court need to man up and address this issue. They're not going to address this issue. All the states that's totally against abortion are going to pass their own separate laws, all right? And there's going to be havoc within the women community, right? I personally believe that abortion should not be accessible of any circumstances, right? Because you're playing with God. Abortion's playing God. And if you're not God, you shouldn't be doing all this stuff. You should not determine whether a child get a choice to live or not. Because if you think you're unfit to raise a child, you can always give it up for abortion. I mean, not abortion. I retract that. You always give it up for adoptions. All right? There's a lot of people out there who want a baby and can't. Jesus, but let me know what you think, all right? Because of what I'm saying, Google don't want to monetize me, but let me put my ugly mug back on the screen. Give me 1 second. Yeah. If you want to read this article, I'll leave it in the description below. It's from Zero Hedge. And yeah, because of what I'm saying, Google don't want to monetize my channel. All right? I mean, because of that, I'm unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited. I mean, I can say whatever I want without being bounded by any outside interference. All right? So because of that, I'm not taking any donations. All right? You don't have to donate to my channel at all. I'm doing this because I want to wake America up, not to vote the Democratic Party, to make the right decision. All right? To think, to search for the information on their own. Don't just take my word for it. All right? That's the purpose of this channel. And mainly not to vote for the Democratic Party because they're evil as heck. Right? They're embedded with the Chinese. The Chinese are enemy to the United States. Right? But because I'm not taking any donations, that's what I want. That's what I want people to realize and to wake the heck up, bring back to reality. And you like what I do, please like, share, and subscribe. Because when you subscribe, it tells me that people are actually watching, and then encourage me to make more videos so I can reach out to more people, right? So let me know whether you agree that the Supreme Court need to man up and just take this thing, because if not, state can pass their own legislative, right? And they can't avoid it when states start passing their own legislative about abortion, right? Let me know again. Put your comment below. And once again, this is a Highly Evolved podcast. I know your time is valuable, and I try not to waste your time. All right. On that note, guys, thank you for listening once again. My name is Stefan, and I'm signing out. Peace.